This is the medium Countryman. I mean, mini Countryman. And as you can see, it's much bigger than the last time you saw it. But for 2018, the car gets an all-new hybrid electric powertrain. And let me be clear, this isn't just any kind of hybrid, it's a plug-in hybrid, which means that it has a big electric battery that allows this car to travel a couple of miles on electricity alone. That's enabled by a 7.6 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery, which is packaged right under the rear seats. It's paired to an electric motor that provides power to the rear wheels, and up front, there's a turbocharged 3-cylinder engine that handles the front wheels. That means that the electric and gas power plants work together to make this car an all-wheel drive vehicle. Combined horsepower is somewhere north of 220 horsepower, which is pretty good when you compare that to the regular Countryman S, which makes less than 200 horsepower. And finally, all of that power is managed by a 6-speed automatic transmission. Combining an electric motor with a small displacement turbocharged engine like this Countryman has is a really good idea because it means that the electric motor can fill in the gaps left by the turbo lag that most turbocharged engines are known for. And as a result, you have a really peppy, energetic vehicle, and that's something that's a regular trait in modern minis. So there's no compromise when you pick up a hybrid version of the Countryman. Now I will admit the latest Countryman is a little less exciting to drive than the last car, but that's because it's grown up in almost every way. But still, the car feels fairly nimble and agile, and nothing like other crossovers on the market. And especially, if you were going to compare this to another utility vehicle, like the Ford C-Max Energy, this car is far more fun to drive than that. But there is a limiting factor when it comes to this vehicle, and that's the electric range. It has just 12 miles of all-electric range, which is kind of low. But at least that electric range is versatile. Using a toggle on the center console, you can change the way and when you use that electric power. There's a max e-drive function that allows you to use the electric motor as often as possible, or there's a save function which allows you to save that electric energy for whenever you see fit. And if you don't want to worry about it, you can keep the car in an automatic mode and the vehicle will handle it on its own. And those 3 drive modes can also work in combination with the other 3 drive modes that most minis come with. So if you want to have a more engaging drive, you can put the vehicle in a sport mode and the car really delivers. And if you put it in the green mode, the car will be a little less fun to drive, but at least you're getting every bit of fuel economy out of the car. Although I will admit, I kind of miss the really cheeky messages that the car used to say when you switched to drive modes. Now it just says sport mode, green mode, when in the past it used to say, let's motor hard, or let's minimalize. I don't know what happened. All these colorful messages have suddenly disappeared. And unlike other green vehicles, this car is actually really fun to drive. Like other minis, the steering is really tight and heavy feeling, and I absolutely love that you're not giving up any engagement when you go for a green vehicle like this. If I have one criticism though, it's the braking sometimes can feel really inconsistent, and I believe that must have something to do with the regenerative braking that most hybrids are known for. And truthfully, the acceleration in this vehicle is really smooth. A lot of people don't believe me when I say that this is a green car and take them for a drive. And speaking about that electric battery, it takes just over 3 hours to charge to capacity using a level 2 charger. And speaking about those colorful messages that are no longer in the vehicle, at least this car still has that colorful ring that's around the center display, which changes color based on different scenarios, like when you change the temperature. And everything else in this car is really premium and upscale. It's not like a BMW, but it's close. I would say it's on par with some of the higher end Volkswagen products out there. So there's a lot of soft touch materials and some really nice feeling hard plastics. So it doesn't feel cheap or rattly. I mentioned that the battery is located under the rear passenger seats, but it really doesn't impact the space in any serious way. And if you need extra room, you can fold the rear seats and they're split 40-20-40, which is really convenient. In truth, the headroom in this vehicle is fantastic. You won't feel like you're in a subcompact crossover at all. And there's a few unique touches that make the SE Countryman stand out. There's neon yellow markings and accents found inside and around the vehicle. Instead of the big, bold, and red, the S badges are found to be yellow. And that splash of color can be also found on the door sills. Including destination and before any rebates, this vehicle comes in at around $37,000 in the US, which means that it's much more expensive than the all-wheel drive combustion engine Mini Cooper SE Countryman and $1,000 less than the John Cooper Works version of the car. It seems a bit pricey, but rebates will help cut that price tag down. Truthfully, I wish that this car had more electric range, but at the end of the day, it's an all-new option for green car buyers out there.